Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest of the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today I have Rajit Nanda on the line, and he's a CEO over at DataVolt. And this episode is part of our Milken Middle East and Africa Summit series, where we're bringing you the best of those that attended the conference and participated. So, Rajit, welcome to the show.
Hello, Adam. It's great to be on your show. Thank you for having me there.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about today. I definitely want to get into DataVolt and the work that you're doing there, and of course, talk about Saudi and how it's positioned to become one of the world's largest global AI hubs. So we got a lot to talk about. But just to get us kicked off here, the Milken conference that you went to, tell me a little bit some of the backstory. Like, where did this start? Have you been to a conference before? Like, how did you get introduced to the organization?
Well, Adam, Mike Milken is a legend. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a legend not only for being a subject matter on thought leadership for the whole world, on the market economy and the world of finance, but he is, in my perspective, he's also a legend for the good humanitarian work that he has been doing for the last couple of decades through the Milken
Mm,
Institute. The amount of philanthropy, the amount of research that
mm.
is backing the philanthropic efforts that eventually get manifested, I think is just phenomenal and is amazing. And we at the Kingdom of Saudi have a huge amount of respect for Mike Milken and everything that he's doing for the society in general.
Mm.
So I think the opportunity, Mike started this Middle East and North Africa conference, which ran into its second edition in 2025 end. But ever since he has started putting this together, he's been able to bring together amazing amount of thought leaders, financial experts, industry captains, politicians, and key regulators and key decision makers in the region, and also from the Americas together.
Mm.
And his forums have been just very, very thought provoking and have left all participants with a lot of knowledge and a lot of reality check on where the world is currently positioned, what are these key decision makers thinking, what is hot, what is on, where are the pain points,
Mm-hmm.
so that people can then take this feedback and work on it in order to make the convergence of the different market participants happen
Mm.
thereafter.
Mm. So this previous conference I know you went to, like, what keeps you coming back? Like, what do you feel makes this type of conference unique that the Milken puts on?
I think this event, really attending this event, the opportunity of the networking, hearing from all the participants directly, either on the podium or through the networking chats, all
Mm-hmm.
of that really allows us to go back and work through and get deals done,
Yeah.
deals that would have not been possible without all of these things coming together. So I would say that the Milkent event is a huge facilitator of deals and transactions in this part of the world. And that's
Uh,
what makes me really come back again and again. And I'll tell you what, Adam,
mm-hmm.
this year, we were very fortunate to also have Mike come over to Saudi a day before
Mm.
this event was hosted in Abu Dhabi. The Middle East and North Africa event was hosted in Abu Dhabi. And for the day that he spent in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Riyadh, we also had a short and a small gathering of the local Saudi regulators and thought
Wow.
leaders and industry captains. And it was the first maiden inaugural event, but I have to tell you, it was very well attended. And
Mm.
I would say that it put the whole microcosm of what's happening in the kingdom also to the forefront and brought a lot of, I would say, investors and financial experts from the United States to get to understand and appreciate everything that's happening in the kingdom. They could see it with their own eyes,
Mm-hmm.
they could connect with the people, and seeing is always believing. So I think that's left a very, very impactful outcome. And we look forward to welcoming him and his team to the kingdom in the back end of 2026, when the world would have gone through another 1 year of a roller coaster. Lots to talk and lots to
Mm,
discuss.
mm. Wow, that's amazing. And what an experience to be able to continue to build on that. I want to switch topics here slightly here and spend some of the time that we have. I want to get into some of the projects that you're working on. So let's talk about DataVolt. So where do you want to start, Lendis? What kind of projects do you want to tee up?
So DataVolt is a relatively young company, just about 2 years since it has started
Hmm.
working. We are a team of about 200 people coming from the data center, energy, and the compute industry, with a vision of building the next gens of data centers that are not legacy data centers, that are much more efficient data centers, that are green in color and in terms of their energy consumption, and data centers that are really bringing in a lot of innovation into the forefront.
Mm,
Today, we have 60 megawatts of data centers which are in construction in two countries, the Kingdom of Saudi and in the Republic of Uzbekistan. And between these three data centers, all of them are going to be operational by the last quarter of 2026.
mm,
In the meantime, we are doing some amazing development of AI factories in the kingdom. And one such large AI factory is in the last stages of its development. And we look forward over the coming 3-4 months to start the construction of the first phase of it. It's a total 1.5 gigawatt super
wow.
campus, one of the largest in the world. And the
Mm,
first phase is going to be between 300 to 360 megawatts. It's going to provide compute for high density workload between both training and inferencing.
hmm.
It will be located in the beautiful zone of Neom,
Hmm.
Oxagon, which is in
Hmm.
the northwest of the country. An amazing place with a lot of infrastructure already built in, and having very powerful connectivity due to three subsea landing cable landing stations out there, which will allow us to reach eyeballs within the African continent, within the European context, and even through Europe, right up to the
Hmm.
United States of America, with connectivity speed that will be anywhere between 15 to 20 milliseconds for Africa to as high as 120 milliseconds for the Americas. We really are looking forward to getting the shovel to the ground on that project, which
Yeah.
is hopefully expected in the next few months, and put Saudi into the map of AI data centers.
Man, that's amazing. That's an amazing story. What do you think is the biggest challenge you see facing data center operations to meet this future AI demand? Like, what do you see as the biggest challenges?
Look, I mean, the data center today industry is hugely challenged by power, the need
Mm,
of energy, especially as you know, data centers which are being built for AI workloads are extremely energy intensive, and the world is running out of all the energy that these AI data centers are requiring.
hmm.
I would say that the single biggest enabler of data centers are today the availability of energy.
Mm,
And in this context, I would like to say that the Kingdom of Saudi is very well positioned because it is a country that is producing at the lowest cost renewables in copious amounts. It's the fourth largest producer of renewable energy in the world today. And
mm,
on top of that, it is the world's lowest cost producer of energy, and it is also one of the most reliable provider of energy. So if you put together all of these elements, the lowest cost of energy
hmm.
provided reliably translates into what I would call the lowest cost of compute. And
Mm,
where the world of data centers lies today is it is at the cusp of transitioning itself from a story of availability to a story of affordability.
mm,
So the kingdom now will not only be able to provide all of this energy for the compute needs of the world, but it will also provide them at a very competitive cost. And that makes it a very compelling value proposition.
Yeah. That's so interesting to me too, especially when you think about it becoming a one of the world's largest global AI hubs. Like it makes it really a reality, huh? Like like you can see it clearly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I got to get over there more, Rajit. I wanna see more of this development. I've been hearing about
Oh,
Neom.
we
I've
would
been
love
hearing
to
about
welcome you.
I've been hearing about Neom for years. I remember when I first went to the first I don't know if they called it a road show, but it was a road show of sorts when they'd come out and they kind of like started to introduce the project to LA and all these things. This is years ago now already. I still remember seeing the model for the first time and I love it to hear all the progress and just all the things that are happening. To me it's absolutely amazing. I love to see the development. Well, Rajit, this has been really a lot of fun having you on the show and getting some updates on what's going on with DataVolt and your work over there and to see the what you're building. Like this is great. How do people, if they want to continue to follow your work, if they want to continue to follow the projects, the DataVolt and everything else, like how do people do that?
Oh, we are relatively active on the social media. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, we have a corporate portal, which is www.datavolt.com. But I think on the social media, we have a handle on the LinkedIn
Mm-hmm.
under the name of DataVolt, which is
Wonderful.
got plenty of followers. And we do keep posting all the progress that's happening
Mm-hmm.
on the construction front, as also all the fun stuff that's happening in terms of the development around the NEOM project. But I would
Mm.
also like to tell you that DataVolt is doing a lot in terms of being very proactive towards the development of human capacity in the context of data
Mm.
centers. So
Mm.
even before we put our money into our first assets that are right now on a build out stage, we actually invested in building
Mm.
academies for training the youth of both the Kingdom of Saudi and Uzbekistan. We have about 150 students who are going through a 3 year
Wow.
program,
Mm.
3 year rigorous program, which is like an undergrad program, of which 6 months is actually on the job training outside of classroom.
Mm.
These guys are being trained to be the operators of our data centers. So
Oh, that's amazing. How cool. That must be an amazing experience to see it being built and then it's like that's almost like our new project, right? To go to school and then get to see what you get to run after. That's amazing.
absolutely. And I can tell you, in the context of all of those academy training and
Hmm.
building the human capability, that we are also focusing a lot on the gender diversity, especially
Mm.
the Saudi youth are seeing 50% of our students in the form of female students. And
Hmm.
that is something that we are enormously proud of,
Wow. Hmm.
because we all know that Saudi on the gender diversity had been a little bit behind till about a few years back.
Hmm.
And thanks to the vision of the Crown Prince, we are now seeing a very important and a very valuable participation in the workforce of the female population of the country, who are doing simply fantastic. And in that spirit, we are also making sure that in our academy, we are training these young girls between 18 and 22 years of age who will be running these data centers. So I would like to welcome all viewers and all the audience that are listening in to come in and discover for themselves in about 10 months from now, when our data centers are ready for service, operational, and are being run by the young Saudi youth, for the ones in Saudi, and by the young Uzbek youth, both boys and girls in Tashkent.
Oh man, what a great story. I'm glad, and that's a great way to end it. I love what you're talking about here, Rajit. And for everybody listening, just so you know, my team we'll put the links to Data Vault's LinkedIn and website and all that good stuff in the show notes, so you can go check them out on LinkedIn and you can see the updates and what's going on, of course, with the projects, and then also check out the website. So those links will be in the show notes for you. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Yes, you heard me right. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So hit that subscribe or follow button. And Rajit, thanks again for coming on the show. This has been a lot of fun.
I'll do that for sure, Adam. And thank you for having me in your show. I look forward to staying in touch and following all the interesting stuff that you guys bring.